Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How are you, everyone? Okay, today, inshallah, we will take last lesson in this chapter, inshallah, which is lesson 5. How do scientists share data? Lesson 5. How do scientists share data? Page 172. Okay, firstly, I want you to look up here in this picture and tell me what you observe about the dog. What you observe about the dog. So what is the dog doing now? What is he doing? Okay, what can you say? The dog is jumping. So the dog is jumping. This is what we observed about the dog. Okay, so you can write the answer. The dog is jumping. As you see. Okay. So here the dog is jumping. Nice. Okay, when you do science, any science activity, any science experiments or activities, you collect information. You collect information when you do any science activity or any science experiments. You collect information, and this information called data. This information called data. As when we did our hypothesis last class, we noticed the plant. So the plant grow toward the sun. We observed that. We did a hypothesis and we made a test. We made a test and we observed finally the plant grow toward the sunlight. So the plants looking for the sunlight because they need sunlight to grow, and it was our hypothesis and we made a test about it. So we collected data about that hypothesis. We collected data. This information called data. So when you collect data, when you do science activity or science experiments, so you collect information when you do science. Any science works. And this information called data. This information called data. And you can make this data, when you want to record or write this data, you can use words, pictures, and numbers. You can use words, so you can write it. Also numbers, you can write numbers about this data. The result of your science work. The result of your science work, you can make it as pictures or numbers. Also you can make it as words. So you can write words, you can write numbers. Also you can draw some pictures about the data. Okay, how can you record the data, or how can you make the data of your science work? By using pictures, words, and numbers. So when you how can you collect information? You collect information when you do any science work, and this information called data. Okay, how can you record or write or make the data? You can use pictures, words, and numbers. So you can draw some pictures to show your data, or you can write words or numbers. Okay, look at the girl here. Okay, what she is observing? So she is making data. She is collecting data about this earth world. So the question here is, draw the data that the girl in the picture might draw. So what she might draw? Okay, what she might draw? What is her data? So she might draw an earthworm as she observing. She might draw an earthworm. Okay, I'm not good in drawing. You will draw better than me. So draw an earthworm. Okay. Draw an earthworm. Okay, you can draw better than me. Nice. So you make or you collect data when you make any science work, when you make any science activities. You collect information, and this information called data. How can you represent the data? By using pictures, numbers, or words. Okay, let's move to next page. So you can represent the data by using words, writing words or numbers, or by drawing some pictures to show or to represent your data. Okay, record data. What does record mean? So record when you write or draw what you learn. So your result or your observation when you write or draw your observation, you are now recording. So record to write when like we said we can write numbers or words to show our data. Also we can draw some pictures. So when you draw or write what you learn, what you observe, now you are recording. So record to write or draw, to write some numbers, some words, or draw some pictures about your data. How can you record your data? So firstly you make a science work or a science activity. Then secondly you have to record it. Record your data, what you learned, what you observed, what is the result of your activity. So by you record data by drawing some pictures or writing numbers or words. So record to write or draw what you learn or what you observe. Okay, how can you show it in a chart like this or a table? So you show your data, you can write here your your observations, you can record them here. So you use now a chart like this or a table. Okay, this is our science work. Ask 5 people if they like a cat, a dog, or a bird best. What is his best animal? One of these 3. Okay, fill in a square in the chart next to the animal. Next to the animals your classmates choose. Now we don't have classmates, so we will make it with our family. You can make it with your parents, brother and sister. So make a data. Ask him, for example, your father, do you like cat, do you like dog, do you like bird? If he likes all of them, you can check all of them. If he doesn't like no one, so don't check in the first vote, which is who is your father. Then your mother, ask her which animal you like. If she said 2 animals, you can check 2. If she said 1, so check 1. If she said the 3, check all of them. And with your sister, with your brother, and anyone live with you at home. So you can make this science work, and you are now collecting data. So how can you record it? By drawing. You can draw stars next to the animal. You can draw a star, you can write number, you can write words, you can just make a check. Any sign, you can write any sign or draw any sign. So this is your science work, and you are collecting data. How can you record it? By using pictures, words, and numbers. So you can choose the best way you like it. Any way you like it. So how can you record? By writing or drawing what you learn or what you observe. You can record your data by writing or drawing. Okay, nice. This is page 174. Let's move to last page of this lesson, 175. Show your data. How can you show your data? So we said you can use a chart. You can use a chart like this. Here the numbers of votes or persons. So for example, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your another sister, your another brother. If you have more, you can make it more. If you have less, you can make it less. So this is up to you, depend on how many person live with you at home. So this is the same science work, the same activity: cat, dog, bird. So you can show your data in a chart like this. So count the votes for each pet. Each pet, you can count the votes of it. Maybe the cat takes the most number. So it is the best animal, the favorite animal. Maybe for example the dog or the bird. So which pet will take the most number? So it is the favorite animal. And draw one animal for each vote. You can draw for each vote. So as we said, you can record your data by drawing or writing. So this is one way. How can you show your data? A chart like this. Also, you can use graphs. You can show your data in a chart like this, or also you can use graph. Use your data to make a picture graph. Graph like what? So this is an example for graphs. You can write here the numbers of votes, the number of persons. For example, we have 5 persons, so we will make it until here. 5 persons. We did our science work with just 5 persons. And here you can draw the animals or the pets. For example, here cat, dog, bird, and also you can add rabbit. For example, rabbit. So you can make it with 4 animals. How many person love this animal? How many person love this animal? How many person? And then finally you will collect the data and show it. Show your data in a graph like this or in a chart like this. So you can make it with your family, with the persons who live with you at home. Unfortunately, we are not in the class. So instead, you will make it, or you can make it with your family. Okay? Then, after you make your science work, so firstly you make your science work. Secondly, you record your data. So you record your data. So you write and draw what you observe. Okay, finally you show your data. You can use a graph like this. You can use a chart like this, or a graph as we saw to show your data. Finally, after that, write a conclusion from your data. So you can make a conclusion. What is the result? What is the result? So now here, what can you write here? You can write a conclusion about which animal is the favorite. So by how many numbers? So the most, as we said, the most numbers the animal collect. So this is the favorite animal. So we write here the conclusion. What is the favorite animal? What is the favorite animal? How can you know what is the favorite animal? By the numbers. So which animal takes the most number of votes? So the most number of the votes for this animal. So this is the favorite animal. For example, the bird. For example, bird takes 5 votes, which is more than bird, cat and dog. So the bird is the best or the favorite animal. And this is how can you make your data, how can you show it, how can you record it. We said you record data by writing numbers or words, or by drawing some pictures. You can draw the picture of this animal, for example. So you collect information when you do science work, any science activity, any science work. You can collect information from it, and this information called data. We saw how can we record data and how can we show data. We can use chart, table, or graph. And this was our lesson for today. I hope all of you understood and we finished it. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Thank you. Inshallah, see you next time. Goodbye.